Good day, especially to our instructor, Sir Robert Flora, and to you, my dear classmates. Again, good day. I do hope that you are all safe and healthy. I know this time is challenging for us because of pandemic, and especially that there is another virus discovered in UK. But then I know and I believe that we can surpass all of these things that is happening in humanity. By the way, happy holidays. And by the way, I am Jessica A. Mabini, and I am signed to discuss to you about the instruction to web-based, the introduction to web-based instruction. What comes into your mind when you talk about web-based instruction? Are you thinking about technology? Are you familiar with web-based instruction? Are you thinking about computer? Let us find out more as I continue on my discussion. As the internet technology is introduced, it makes a new revolution in information technology. And the advent of technology, especially that this world is dominated by technology. We are living in a fast-paced world. Um, Classes are held via internet, and it really had a big change in information technology. The wide use of internet also affects the methods of education. Diba, on these trying times, we have noticed that there is no face-to-face classes, there's no gathering, or gathering is suspended, it's not allowed on this time. So even though there is pandemic, education must continue, as what the DepEd says. It must A pandemic must not hinder uh, the learnings of the pupils or the learning of the students, and it has been made possible uh, with the use of internet technology. Though not all of the students or not all of the learners can avail this or cannot avail this kind of learning. Still, technology has been made learning and teaching possible in these trying times. Even though you are far away with your instructor, you are far away with your classmates, still technology has made learning and teaching possible. It is a global network and gives the concept of global classroom where any number of students can interact with each other at any time. Diba? The global network, it has a global classroom, the concept of global classroom where any number of students can interact with each other at any time. WW gives attractive features to web-based education, which are the ability to have documents, multimedia any documents, video, pictures, documents, this hypertext or hypermedia capability, WW network basis allowing for distance or formal regular learning. So what is web-based instruction? It is an instruction via internet or intranet. So when we say intranet, just like Canvas, we are using Canvas, and those who can access that Canvas is those who are just allowed, or those who are just enrolled with the subject of modern technology under Sir Robert Flora. So that is intranet. One good example also is the Google Classroom. When our teacher made a group in Google Classroom, those who can access that Google Classroom is the students who were enrolled on her subjects. Synonymous with online learning. So, web-based instruction is synonymous with online learning. It refers to providing a learning environment that is mediated and supported via the internet or intranet, and connected to a computer with hyperlinks to resources outside the instructional domain. The instruction is designed so that the computer displays lessons in response to learner-user interactions. So when we say web-based instruction, we use computer, we use internet or intranet to learn, to teach, and this is where lessons are displayed for the user or for the learner. Web-based learning is one way to learn using web-based technologies or tools in learning process. In other words, learner uses many computers to interact with the teacher, other students, and learning material. So, web-based instruction is possible only with the use of computers or with gadgets, just like cell phone. For me, it's just only for me. I think cell phone can also be used in web-based instruction. Web-based learning consists of technology that supports traditional classroom training and online learning environments. Pure web-based courses are wholly based on computer and online possibilities. So, web-based or pure web-based courses are just only possible using internet. In this case, all the communication and learning activities are done online. There are two learning and a web-based instruction. One is formal web-based learning, which purpose and learning activities are organized by teachers. So it is solely the teachers who organize the learning activities in formal web-based learning. So in an informal web-based learning takes place while you are searching material from the internet. For example, as students of masteral classes, we search learning materials from the internet with the use of our own time, with the use of our where we are comfortable at, depending on your goals and ambition to learn. Let's move on to distance education. What is distance education? It is an instruction that exists when instructors and learners are separated by time and or location. Just like what we are doing, we're doing distance education in masteral classes. We cannot hold face-to-face classes, so distance education is the available way of educating us. So there are two types of distance education, which are synchronous and asynchronous. In distance education, the time is different and the location is also different. Whereas if we compare it with face-to-face, we must meet with each other and at the same time at the same location. So what is asynchronous web-based instruction? It is installed from a particular website and then we can unpack it offline on our machine. In this case, there is no mutual interaction of student and with the teacher. So when we say asynchronous, the teacher just only give you modules through online, and then you as the learner were just going to unpack those modules offline with our computers, and then that's the time we're going to answer, and then we don't have any interaction with our teacher or mutual interaction. Unlike synchronous type of web-based instruction, there is synchronization among students and teachers online. For example, I am going to report, especially if the internet signal is really that strong. We use the apps such as Google Meet, Zoom, in order to report online together with our classmates, with our instructor. That's the difference between asynchronous and synchronous. What is distributed learning versus distance education? So distributed learning uses a wide range of computing and communication technology to provide learning opportunities beyond times and place constraints of traditional classroom. So it can take place on or off campus. So distance education and online learning are subsets of distributed learning. So this distance education delivery system. So how does distance education is delivered? It is a correspondence courses, broadcast systems, teleconferencing systems and communication networks, computer and digital technologies, where we use local area networks and wide area networks. We use internet, text-based, Gopher versus graphical environments such as browsers, search engines, and portals. We DepEd has our own portals such as the LRMDS portals. We can access that via online or via internet. So what are the advantages of web-based instruction? So the advantages of web-based instruction to remote learners are the following. Web-based instruction is auto-instructional or self-instructional. So web-based instruction, it is more likely that we are instructing ourselves. We are helping ourselves to learn. It is cost-effective and has flexible timing. Not unlike face-to-face classes. I'm not saying that face-to-face classes is not cost-effective, but in web-based instruction, we do not have to pay for our fare. We don't have to go to Katbalogan for face-to-face classes. It can save money actually. It's just that the internet that we have to pay, and we are saving our time also when it comes to web-based instruction. Web-based instruction is both formal and non-formal setting of education. As what I have said earlier in my discussion, it can be formal. Formal is when the teacher is the one who organizes the learning activities, and non-formal setting, and we are the one who who access or who find ways on learning on something. Web-based instruction is very helpful for a large group of students. Yes, that is true. Learner can also undergo training from any place or location. So, despite of your location, you can still undergo training using web-based instruction at any place or any location. Web-based instruction can repeat the lesson several times for the convenience of the learner, diba? Especially if it is just video or if it's just module online. Still, we can repeat the lesson several times if we do not understand it with our own convenience. So again, what are the advantages and disadvantages of web-based instruction? For the advantages, for institution or organization, potentials to reach large numbers of learners, yes. Especially for schools, they can have large numbers of learners. Potential for cost efficiency over lifespan of web-based instruction. Effectiveness, repurposing current instruction for web delivery. For the disadvantages of this an organization or institution, it has initial cost, development, infrastructure, maintenance cost, especially that you have to maintain your computers, maintain the internet connection, learner support systems, instructor support systems. For instructor, the advantages of WBI, it is convenient, it is flexible for them, potential to develop professional relationship with students in different location, culture, etc. Because of distance education or web-based instruction, you can teach as instructor Americans, Koreans, Chinese. You can develop professional relationship with them. And for the disadvantages for the instructor, it is overload of students kasi in WBI, students can enroll a large number. It lack for technical expertise. If the instructor is not really that good in computers, then it would be disadvantage for him. Lack of instructional strategies for WBI, especially if you're just using traditional way of delivering your lesson to your students. Loss of intellectual property rights, that is right. Time intensive teaching. For learners, the advantages of WBI, it is also for their convenience. It is flexible, one-on-one with instructor, access anywhere, anytime, potential for continued development of knowledge, skills, and abilities, even though, example, in this pandemic time, still learning is possible with the use of WBI. Type of feedback received. And for the disadvantages, learners are in isolation. Diba? Their social skills ay naglulow pag naka-isolate yung mga learner. Kasi there's no interaction with other learners. There's no group activity that can be done in face-to-face. And technology roadblocks, challenges or problems, weak resources. Yes, illiteracy, especially if the internet signal is weak. He or she is living in hinterlands where connection is not available or internet is not available. Illiteracy, if that learner doesn't know how to use computers or does not know how to access hyperlinks, that would be a disadvantage for your learners. Computer anxiety, 'di ba? Yung sobrang gamit ng computer, it can cause anxiety actually. Confusion about topics and assignments. I observed this with my siblings. They are studying. Whenever they got confused about the topics or assignments, wala silang ibang matanungan. Kasi wala silang teacher. They are doing their own learning. That's all about advantages and disadvantages of WBI. How to choose a WBI project. You can make these questions as your guide. Can problem be solved appropriately with WBI? Identify the purpose of WBI. Choose a content area in which you have expertise and that is of interest to you. Select a topic for which participants will be available. Select a topic for which you have the technology available to develop and implement. And that's for choosing a WBI project. And what are the types of online instruction? There are different types of online instructions, and they have also definition and example. Let's move on to type number 1. Web-based instruction. All of the instruction, communication, and assignments are delivered completely through the web. Assessment of students may be at a proctored location, however. A proctored location. Example, psychology of learning course is delivered to students using WebCity. All lectures, assignments, and discussions occur through the internet and web. Students work both together and independently through online means and are not required to come to campus. The instructor interacts with students through emails, drop boxes, documents, sharing, threaded discussion, and chats. Diba? Nowadays, we are communicating with each other whenever there's a problem. We just chat our teacher about what challenges or what we wanted to learn. Another, we've enhanced instructions. Some classes sessions are delivered completely online and others are delivered completely through face-to-face on campus meetings. So it's not just wholly online instruction. It is what we call the blended learning. A course on designing online learning environments is delivered through both online and on campus forums. In the beginnings of the course, a number of class sessions require on-campus meetings. Enter sessions allow students to work together and independently entirely on the web. Diba? They can work together when they are face to face, and then they can work independently entirely on the web. Web supported instruction. What is web supported instruction? Instruction is delivered through traditional and regular face to face classroom meetings with additional web assignments or activities. For example, we're just meeting face to face, and then uh, additional assignments will be passed through the web. The fourth grade teacher requires that their students complete an online, this is an example, assignment in their unit on the Louisiana Porchazo and the Dragon Trail. The instruction transpires in the classroom, which includes reading the textbook, holding class discussion on various topics, and other in-class activities and assignments. However, a specific assignment requires that they use the web to research an historical person or event related to this unit. The teacher develops a series of questions to help guide students, and they are allowed to go to the computer lab for online research. Once completed, the students report their findings within class presentation. And to continue, let's continue. Current and emerging technologies for web-based instruction. Technological tool, the definition, potential of WBI activity. Cell phones. This is the most used gadgets nowadays. The definition, wireless telecommunications device that can integrate text, voice, and images and access the internet. Instant messaging can occur. Potential WBI activity, communication. Chat rooms or chats, internet, relay chats, a real-time or instant messaging system, a real-time text-based conversation among groups of individuals. Uh, WBA activity, they can have group discussion, they can question and answer session. Desktop video conferencing, video and audio interaction combination, small group discussion, instructor and participant presentation, just like what we're doing and using Google Meet and Zoom. We can have presentations through the use of this, or even in this, I'm using video to relate to you my topic. Listservs, a system that allows people to send email to one central location where their message is distributed to other subscribers of the list. Traded discussion groups, course instruction, instructor-student communication. New groups or Usenet, a worldwide system of discussion groups similar to distributed bulletin board system, decentralized information utility. Discussion groups, databases, debates, and course instruction. And that's the current and emerging technologies for WPI. Another, multi-user domain, donjon or dimension or mods in short, a multi-user simulated environment, usually text-based, that permits user to create things that stay after they leave and others can use in their absence, thus allowing a world to be built gradually and collectively. So, scenarios for role-playing, games, and group projects. Multi-user object-oriented or MOOs. Multi-user shield hallucination or MUSH. Personal digital assistants or PDS, handheld computers that can be connected to desktop computers for sharing of information. Download data from computer for field experiments, schedule learning experiences, communicates with other learners and other instructors via email. Music, plugins, software that adds new lectures to a commercial application, music and audio or videos, animated presentation, wave or discussion boards, a discussion group or forum accessed via the web, traded discussion groups, instructor-led presentation of materials, or webcams, video camera connected to a computer that permits the most recent image to be requested via web page. Viewing of real-time pictures from one of 1,000 or more sites of site-to-site video imaging. And that's all about current and emerging technologies for WBI. So, what is Learning Management Systems or LMS? It is a technology that supports planning, designing, developing, implementing, and administering online learning experiences, schedules, registers, and tracks learners' progress and performance, Blackboard or WebCity. Features of LMS: chat rooms, discussion boards, forums, student list with email addresses, electronic drop boxes, assessment tools for grading and quizzes. Another, who are the stakeholders in WBI? Administrative stakeholders such as managers, superintendents, principals, and deans. Technology stakeholders with masters, networking specialists, programmers, and also learning community stakeholders, instructor, learner, instructional designer. Administrative stakeholders. What are the rules and responsibilities of administrative stakeholders? They set the project priorities. They provide approval, fund and allocate resources, may or may not have daily interaction with WBI designer. What are the challenges for administrative stakeholders? They may lack expertise and they have to rely on others. Technology stakeholders. What are the rules and responsibilities and the challenges for technology stakeholders? They assist designers, that's their responsibilities. They solve problems. They can develop web pages or multimedia products. And the challenges are just troubleshoot in timely fashion, upgrade knowledge and skills, and be able to communicate. Learning community stakeholders. For instructors, rules and responsibilities. They have to establish the learning community, set the tone, lead teaching using good teaching practices, and be available. So instructor should be available especially if the learners has questions. Instructor challenges, expectation of immediate feedback, volume of learner contacts, keep current with technology. Learning community stakeholders, learner rules and responsibilities. They have to participate, help establish goals and community, self-motivation, especially that they are doing their own learning. They must have good study skills. The challenges, feelings of isolation, especially nowadays. Diba? Learners are isolated. They are doing their own learning. They cannot interact with other learners. Issues involved with becoming a self-regulated learner. Learning community stakeholders, instructional designer rules and responsibilities. Project, they must be project designer. Communicate with other stakeholders. They should monitor the design and delivery. And what are the challenges for instructional designer? balance quality standards and expectations with constraints of limited resources, communicating with other stakeholders that have unrealistic expectations. And that's all about my report. And for my references, you can take a look at my references. If you have, if you're not satisfied with it, you can, you can access with these references of mine. And thank you. God bless you all. I hope that you have learned something today. And again, thank you and God bless you.